the calm before the storm, but no one should think that the storm is not coming because it is calm.
Central Ohio facing a test like it has never seen before. COVID-19 has impacted thousands of lives, some with deadly results.
Difficult decisions, but we have to get through this. We have to do everything we can to keep everybody alive getting through it. We can't let this monster come up. We've got to keep trying to keep pushing it down.
Along with the extreme changes, though, stories of kindness, neighbor helping neighbor, messages of hope, but also support for people on the front lines.
This is about the people that are working so hard on the front line, and we're just trying to do whatever part we can to take care of them.
Supporting each other in our new normal as we look toward brighter days ahead.
We look forward to the day when we can be back open and enjoy the great outdoors and enjoy our life and go see our friends again and go see our family again.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Dom Tiberi. Thanks for joining us this evening. You know, you've seen their stories, you've seen their sacrifices. Well, tonight we are here to celebrate our heroes during this COVID-19 outbreak.
Well, the doctors, the nurses, the police officers, and the firefighters, right down to the educators who are teaching your children. Tonight, we want to honor the people in our community who don't get a chance to sit home and wait this thing out. They are on the front lines, risking it all to make sure all of us have a chance at beating this thing.
And we begin tonight with our healthcare workers. Our Tracy Townsend joins us now to shine the spotlight on our medical heroes.
Columbus can boast that it has top-notch health care. I'm talking national recognition for our hospital systems and their medical, bioscience, and research work. We were able to tap into that to create a 10 TV team of experts when we first started reporting on this coronavirus pandemic. You know these men and women. They answer the phones at our phone banks to tackle your questions about coronavirus and your family. We use them in our reporting to make sure that we are giving you the facts. Now, they do not embrace the title hero, but they are all in when it comes to the mission to figure out what's wrong when you don't feel right.
It's almost like the calm before the storm right now. It's really weird in the hospital.
And the first order of business at Ohio Health Riverside Methodist Hospital? Be prepared.
It's part of the job. I mean, we signed up to be here. We signed up to help our citizens of Columbus. Like, we signed up to be here and help them.
Nurse Jennifer Wenger, on the left, signed up 6 months ago. Her colleague Stacy Lightnaker started 2 years ago.
I don't think a lot of us are very scared. It's just kind of like that bring it on moment where it's like, I think we're ready.
It's like adrenaline.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
They are among the thousands who, when you just don't feel right, step in to help find out what's wrong. No capes, only critical personal protective equipment or PPE.
It's nice having that like recognition though. Like there's signs outside the hospital, and I know I come into work sometimes and I'm kind of nervous to come, and then I see these signs and motivations and it gives me chills. Like, I know I'm coming to work to make a difference.
Novel coronavirus, or COVID-19, with its distinct symptoms and for far too many deadly outcomes, was at first a mysterious illness a world away in China, until it wasn't. The infection has taken hold in all parts of the world and now hovers in our hometown. Frightening for sure, but frontline medical experts, lifesavers, say they train for times like these.
In a way, the anxiety kind of dies away, right? The unknown is scary. When you're dealing with someone right in front of you, then I think it becomes a lot more concrete and people are able to really focus at the task at hand.
A task that includes invasive testing and an anxious wait for results. Despite the limited treatment options, the quarantines and isolation, these medical professionals stay ready and hopeful. No capes required.
When you actually think about caring for a patient, it's amazing how quickly people just go back into we're doctors, we're nurses, we're going to do the best thing we can for this patient.
And again, they don't call themselves heroes, they don't wear capes, but they do want to do all they can to make sure you and your family and this community stay healthy.
Thank you, Tracy. Well, if you didn't know her name before, no doubt you know it now. Ohio Department of Health Director Dr. Amy Acton has been on the front lines in Ohio's fight against COVID-19 from the very beginning. Now, the governor often credits Dr. Acton with her guidance in helping us stay a step ahead of this virus here in Central Ohio. Now, her daily words of wisdom have made her a bit of a celebrity.
She's been the voice of reason.
We are blessed in Ohio. The actions we've taken and the actions that everyone is taking at home has slowed down the spread of the disease.
The calm.
Don't beat yourself up too much, just try again.
The steady presence we've all come to rely on each day at 2 p.m. Dr. Amy Acton is the leader who loves to call herself Ohio's mom. And even when she's dropping some tough news, she has a way of making you feel better about it.
I didn't mean to ruin all of summer for folks when I said I can't give you complete hope about summer, but I do want you to have a realistic sense.
It's those moments that have Ohioans waiting daily for Snackin' with Acton. It's a thing. She even has her own Facebook fan club.
I love you, Amy, and thank you, Mike DeWine. We need you, Amy, to keep us all alive. We love you, Amy. Trust in Amy Acton.
Dr. Acton is aware of her newfound celebrity status, but she's still pretty humble about it.
Sometimes I feel that I don't really deserve all this attention I'm getting. I am one person at a point in time, and there's a lot of serendipity.
A quality that makes people like her even more.
Dr. Acton, she's not scared. No, she's not. She's really prepared.
Prepared means like she's ready. Like she is using this opportunity to lead us, and she is prepared. It's like her soul knows what to do, and we thank her for it.
There is a lot of love out there for Dr. Acton, and her Facebook fan page has more than 50,000 members, and it is going strong. It is not just online love, though. Dr. Acton and Governor DeWine were the inspiration for this t-shirt here. Not all heroes wear capes. It is made by Homage, and the owner says what started as a simple gesture became a big movement.
Beginning of this crisis, Homage was looking to kind of tell a story about Amy Acton and Governor DeWine and the steady leadership that they have been providing since day one. But I think it's really evolved into something much larger, something much more powerful, and that is it's a story about the entire medical community and those from epidemiologists to nurses to respiratory therapists to everybody who is working on the front lines of this crisis. And it's really a story as simple as that. It's not all heroes wear capes. These people are putting their lives on the line every day to protect us and help us and treat us, and so they are, in fact, heroes, and we wanted to recognize them.
They are heroes, and Ryan says they've had people from across the country purchase these shirts. They managed to raise $40,000 in just a matter of a week with this t-shirt. Now that money is going to support the Huck House. They also have other product sales that are supporting the Red Cross and the Ohio Nurses Association. Dom?
Isn't that amazing, yo? I'll tell you what, they truly are heroes. New lessons on learning, how Central Ohio's teachers are doing different things to make sure our kids don't miss a beat.
Big thanks to all of our first responders, our nurses, our clinicians, support staff, everyone in the Columbus community that's been rallying as we fight this pandemic. The business community has backed us up 100%, and all the citizens are doing the best they can with social distancing, hand washing, and following the governor's advice. We're going to beat this thing. This thing won't define Columbus, but how we respond will. So thank you for all you're doing. We're going to come through this a better community, a stronger community. Hang in there. Be safe. Take care. Thank you.
Ohio has so many homegrown heroes. You've stepped up because we needed you. You're taking care of the sick. You're taking care of the elderly. You're feeding us. You're transforming your business to make critical supplies as we fight this enemy. You're trucking essential items. You're enforcing the rules so we all can stay safer. You're taking care of your neighbor who needs help. And you're helping your students continue to learn online. You're supporting so many people in your community who need help right now. You're showing love to each other in so many different ways. Thank you. Thank you so very much for being the heroes we need in this coronavirus pandemic. You're doing your part, and that's exactly what this fight requires. We are in this together, and I know we'll get through this together.
Well, this pandemic has flipped the school year as we know it on its head. Totally different. Teachers had to make the mad dash to create electronic lesson plans for their students to do at home. And you know, the learning place has transitioned from a classroom to living rooms at home. 10 TV's Karina Nova shows us that it's a task many of these educators have gone above and beyond to answer.
'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
It's no surprise that Ohio teachers stepped up their game when everything flipped upside down, like these Worthington School District music teachers.
'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright.
While kids figured out how to navigate learning at home, school staff stepped up.
Some birthdays today.
Creating new lesson plans and making kids feel special online.
Lean on me when you're not strong.
That message from Bexley's Mr. Caudle even getting the attention of Dr. Amy Acton.
I almost have to order us back to school just to save those students from some of his humor. But they're amazing, and they're another testament to how creative we're becoming.
Creativity even showed up at kids' porches in Grandview, a delivery by two educators on a tandem bike.
Try to reach out to as many people as possible because that's what we're lacking right now when we're supposed to be confined to our houses.
Ms. Frackman in Mount Vernon went as far as to surprise her 4th grade students with yard signs.
I have 58 pieces of wool.
And 6-year-old Liam Courtwright missed his Pickerington Elementary School so much.
And then he mumbled something else and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to record this.
His mom recorded him doing math in his sleep.
5.8.
A proud moment for his kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Hellrich.
I've been emailing every week, but it's just not the same as seeing them face to face and being able to teach them the lessons. I know they have those blizzard bags, but it's definitely not the same.
Parents have learned that playing the role of teacher can be a challenge, like for Brooke Holgrave, a mom of 3 students in Hilliard.
We got off to a little bit of a rough start, the first day. Not gonna lie, there may have been tears, there may have been flopping. Now we're getting on a roll. I feel like it's going well.
Parents and teachers navigating a new normal.
It's been good. I miss you guys.
Lauren Hall, an English and journalism teacher at Hilliard Darby High School, explains why it's been more complicated lately.
For myself and for my students, the biggest challenge has been just working through all of the emotions of all of this.
But there have been some positive moments out of e-learning.
I'm seeing their pets, I'm seeing their siblings, I'm seeing all of these pieces of them that make them who they are.
Wellington School Sports Performance Coordinator Pete Colopy even started an Instagram page, helping kids stay active at home in an innovative way.
The wall, the floor, and somehow now the broomstick is like my most important training equipment tool. So it was just important for us to have a place where we can all come together.
Through all of this extra effort, parents are discovering a newfound respect for those who not only teach, but also connect.
The number one things that he's definitely missing out on is the teacher's ability to educate him in a way that I cannot.
You said you have a bigger appreciation for the teachers?
Absolutely. If I could give them millions and millions of dollars, and just absolutely, I truly feel that they are blessed on so many levels.
It's a job many parents can now say is one of true heroes who've been missed by some little learners.
My teacher, Miss Frecky, is helping me be very smart, and I'm happy very, very much. Mrs. Butler, Holy Spirit School, thank you for all the stuff you have given me and done for me.
Say no worry,
Karina Nova,
about a thing.
10 TV News.
Thanks a lot, Karina. Boy, getting it done. You know, because of the coronavirus, we started doing a little thing called Dom's Bright Spot, sharing those videos that help us get through the day, those videos that put smiles on our faces. And I'll tell you what, we've got a good one for you tonight, a video made by the Marietta women's basketball team. Now, even though all these players are at their homes, you can't keep these young ladies apart. They posted this video on their Twitter page. How creative is this? Way to go, ladies. Nice job. Way to put a smile on our face. And you know, who couldn't use a good old-fashioned pep talk? You know, this bright spot comes from my buddy Anthony Schlegel, the former Buckeye football player.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? Hey, it's Schlegs. You know, listen, you guys have just been on my heart lately. You know, we got another month to stay at home. And you know what? Embrace this friction, right? Don't just get through it. Grow from it. That's what we're doing. We have an opportunity right now, an opportunity to love on our family more, to cherish this time, to love on our friends, to reach out, call, say, hey, I want to get in the weeds of life with you, right? There's people that are struggling, right? Get in a routine, train, be active, you know? Take this as an opportunity to change your heart dispositions towards other people and your situation. Remember our first responders, our EMTs, our nurses, our law enforcement, the doctors, the people that are on the front lines trying to find a cure, and the researchers and a test, right? Lift those people up. Have a servant's mentality, right? We will win. Why? Because we all have a role to play, but we all have to play our role. Do your part. Go Bucks. Woo!
Man, I wish I could lift weights like that. That certainly fires me up. Thanks, Schlegs, a lot. You know, we've seen a lot of innovation come out of Ohio when it comes to this disease, specifically here in Central Ohio. Coming up next, we meet the local couple who came up with the idea to sanitize and reuse those N95 masks so that our frontline workers don't have to go without.
I am proud of our community and great leaders, and salute all those who are helping to save lives and making a difference in all of our lives. Every day, and around the clock, doctors and nurses, other healthcare providers, researchers, EMTs, firefighters, police officers, cleaning crews, food bank and delivery providers, postal workers and transit workers, and many, many more are working hard, providing selfless service with courage and commitment to help keep us safe and healthy during these difficult times. So to you, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you've done and continue to do to save lives in our community, this state, and nation. Thank you, because we are all in this together. God bless you, and God bless America.
And welcome back. You know, a company right here in Ohio is on the forefront of technology that's helping to keep our healthcare workers across the country safe. Thanks to Governor Mike DeWine and President Donald Trump, Battelle won an FDA approval to use decontamination technology. The machines are sterilizing used N95 masks to make them safe for reuse. Each mask will be able to be used, how about this, at least 20 times. You know, it's been a game changer in the fight against the COVID-19, but this whole thing started in a way you might not expect. Angela Reiger talked to the couple that started it all.
We always joke that we had like the nerdiest love story.
Dr. Lori Hamama and her husband Kevin are what I would call a power couple. Lori works for Ohio Health, Kevin for Battelle. So one Friday night, they were talking about work. Lori's job is essentially to take care of the people who care for patients. She was worried, knowing there is a shortage of personal protective equipment during this pandemic.
I said, you know, this is going to be a big deal, and we're really trying to figure out how to conserve masks. And you know, I think I may have even said, goodness, I wish we could reuse them. And he's like, you can.
Yeah, I'm like, why don't you just reuse them?
Yeah, Kevin, what kind of did that spark in your mind then?
I specifically recalled a project from 4 or 5 years ago where we specifically used this method to decontaminate N95 masks and show that they're still reusable for many, many times afterwards.
Lori called her boss at Ohio Health.
And I said, Doug, Battelle has the science. They did it. And I said, can I look into it and investigate? And he just said, run with it.
And that's exactly what they did.
Starting from that conversation that Friday night into that first meeting between Battelle and Ohio Health on Sunday, pretty much by Monday, that became the #1 priority project in all of Battelle.
This video shows one of 2 critical care decontamination systems in our state. Each one can clean 80,000 N95 surgical masks a day. Technology that could quite literally save lives.
These are our weapons. This is all we have right now as healthcare providers. We don't have a vaccine. We don't have medicine. We have our PPE to keep us safe, and then our colleagues to take care of us if we get sick.
When you all heard that news that ultimately the FDA was going to give full approval, you know, green light this idea, what was that like to hear?
I don't think the gravity of it and how big it is has truly sunk in for me yet.
By the time we're done with all this, I mean, how many hundreds of thousands or millions of masks might we have decontaminated? You know, that's going to be pretty special once we figure that out.
Yeah.
A conversation between husband and wife that very well could be the conversation that changed it all.
You know, to see everyone just come together and do the right thing has just been incredible.
Reporting in Columbus, Angela Reigard, 10 TV News.
No doubt that is definitely a power couple. Well, still to come, his leadership is getting international praise. We take a look at how Governor Mike DeWine has handled the COVID-19 pandemic here in Ohio.
You know, heroes nowadays, it's far too easy to become a hero. You score a touchdown, you win games, you run fast, and those aren't the heroes. I've been saying that for many, many years, that the true heroes are the selfless servants out there. And right now in this pandemic, you have people in Central Ohio working in grocery stores, the first responders, the medical professionals, pharmacists, all the people taking care of us. We just want to thank you and tell you are the true heroes.
Yes, we cannot thank you enough. Hey, you know, heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes they wear scrubs and they wear name tags. And we just appreciate all of you. Everybody be safe and be well and stay healthy. Go Bucks.
God bless you and go Bucks.
We are in a race. What we do each day impacts our defenders. Our defenders are the people on the front line, the nurses, the doctors, hospital personnel, people who work in nursing homes. These are the people who are really the heroes. And in the weeks ahead, we're going to see them do what they have to do. And we're just so very, very grateful.
These photos show many are smiling and prepared, ready to do the hard work that fighting this virus will take. But many, no doubt, carry fear beneath those masks and gowns. As one nurse put it, this is not a joke.
We wanted everybody to know that your community is behind you, that we support you. We wanted to be able to show you that.
This is to the nursing homes, to the assisted living facilities, and other senior housing. We know this is the hardest thing you've likely experienced in your work life. And so we thank you for all that you are doing in this space.
A lot of nurses were caring, and this is just what we want to do, to be able to do our part and help the community out.
To all of you, I thank you for what you're doing. We are in this together.
Thank you for being with us tonight as we honor Central Ohio's heroes who are doing all they can to keep us safe during this battle against COVID-19.
You know, Yolanda, there's one figure who's been front and center in leading that charge. There's no question about it. Every day at 2 p.m., we are certainly listening, and there's no denying that Governor Mike DeWine is taking his charge to protect the people of Ohio seriously. Scott Light shows us how the governor's actions are not only catching the eyes of Ohioans, but also getting international praise.
Dom, that's right. When it comes to state leadership in this crisis, let's be blunt. Governor DeWine has received major kudos, ranging from local media to cable news to the BBC in London, England. Heck, his 2 p.m. daily press conferences even have their own hashtag and nickname, Wine with DeWine. And the governor, at this point, will be remembered for his sober, scientific, and sympathetic approach to leading us all. In a crisis, Governor DeWine proves the old adage, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. Because he had a rough start to explaining the coming coronavirus. Why? He had to begin this whole process by banning hundreds of thousands of people from attending the Arnold Classic.
It was certainly not an easy decision.
Think about that week. That was just 5 weeks ago. And look at how life has changed since the changes to the Arnold, and every day since. Perhaps DeWine's most applauded move has been this. He followed the science and the data of a coming pandemic.
We are in a race. What we do each day impacts our defenders. Our defenders are the people on the front line, the nurses, the doctors, hospital personnel, people who work in nursing homes. These are the people who are really the heroes.
As the number of confirmed Ohio cases kept climbing to now in the thousands, the governor prepped our state for a surge of more cases.
But we know that the peak is coming. We know that the surge is coming. And so what you're doing is buying time for our healthcare system to get the equipment it needs, to build out the hospital space, and to do the things necessary so that we are not overrun and that we don't see what we're seeing on TV, which is hospital personnel who are just in a horrible, horrible, horrible situation.
Talk about another horrible situation. This health crisis has led to an economic one. The financial markets have cratered. Malls and mom and pop stores are shut down. So are restaurants and bars. Ohio's unemployment system can't handle the record number of people filing for unemployment benefits.
To all of you, I thank you for what you're doing. We are in this together. This is not easy for any of us, certainly not easy for people of Ohio dealing with this every single day, particularly people who've lost a job.
Just as he's leaned on medical experts for real-time data on the coronavirus, he's now leaning on experts for economic advice. DeWine formed an executive council of business and economic leaders.
I know many of you are now unemployed. I know many of you who run small businesses are worried about that small business. Are you going to be able to get it started back up? And I fully understand that.
Along with empathy and data, DeWine has leaned into something else that history books tell us successful leaders have also displayed in crisis: hope and optimism. He does shout-outs in his daily briefings. His staff tweets out videos of students and everyday people doing what they can to stay safe and stay healthy. And every day he circles back to this notion: if we all fight this for the good of the whole, eventually the whole will be good again.
Thank you for the sacrifices that you've been making. You're making financial sacrifices. You're making personal sacrifices. But we have to stay in this. We cannot let what we've accomplished, and we have accomplished a lot. We are in a decent position, a lot better than we would have been. What you have done is saved a number of lives. But we are still in this. This is not over with. But the action we're taking today is action that I know will save lives.
We obviously have several more weeks to see how this all plays out. But at this point, the governor has said the public is following his cues and the cues from Dr. Acton, and that is we are flattening that curve. Don, back to you.
All right, Scotty, thanks a lot. You know, every day at the state briefing, unsung heroes translate everything the governor and Dr. Acton are saying for the hearing impaired. Our Tracy Townsend is in our studio with more on that part of the story.
Marla Berkowitz also has her own Facebook fan page. It's dedicated to her and the other interpreters we see every day during the governor's update. People love her energy and dedication. Berkowitz is the only deaf person in her family. She first learned American Sign Language from her deaf classmates. By age 15, she was immersed in the deaf community. Right now, she's a senior lecturer faculty with the American Sign Language program at The Ohio State University and teaches levels of ALS. She works alongside of a team of interpreters, and since Berkowitz is deaf, a hearing ASL interpreter signs to her what the speaker is saying. A second hearing ASL interpreter monitors Berkowitz's work to ensure she is accurately and impartially interpreting. When asked how she feels about her fan page, Berkowitz says she finds it amusing, but also understands there's a huge responsibility on her shoulders to make sure the deaf community knows what's going on.
Well, among the people, the many people who can't stay home during this time, first responders. This week, the Levitt Tower is lit up red, white, and blue. Take a look at that. How beautiful is that? And this is all to honor those frontline defenders, Dom.
Yeah, we're talking about the workers who come in contact with people multiple times a day. And even though they're in harm's way, they show up knowing they still have a very important job to do.
And those front responders, they often go above and beyond in so many ways. And the people who put on a uniform to protect and serve, they have really gone way, way above and beyond this past month. 10 TV's Angela Ann shows us how.
If you talk with anyone wearing a uniform, they'll all tell you it's just part of the job. But they all deserve a huge thanks for the many unique ways they're helping people survive. We'll start with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Troopers have been visiting nursing homes around the state with messages like, hang in there. They've also been filling the void of volunteers for Meals on Wheels, delivering to homes throughout central Ohio. You could say they are the DoorDash version of getting food to people in need. They just happen to carry a badge.
I will not play at tug of war. I'd rather play at hug of war.
Now, for the past several weeks, Columbus police rank and file dusted off their reading skills for some virtual classroom time. Deputy Chief Tim Becker here even had help from his dog Paisley. The reading is part of Books and Badges, a partnership through Starfish Assignment and Columbus City Schools. And because of the COVID pandemic, the program had to take the normal classroom visits online. We've also seen police officers like these in Reynoldsburg save the day when it comes to birthdays for kids. Well, take a look at what happened in Hilliard.
Happy birthday here!
Iris Barker turned 9 this week, but couldn't host a party. So her mom surprised her with a parade of cars from family members led by Hilliard police officer John Gleason.
What did Officer Gleason say?
She thanked him for coming, and he just stepped away, and as he was walking to the car, bowed down and said he wouldn't have missed it for the world. And that personal touch was amazing.
So Iris, I have to ask you, how does your 9th birthday now compare to all the other birthdays you've had?
First favorite one.
What did he give you? I saw him give you a present.
He got me this.
Little chick. There's a duck.
It's a little duckling, and her name is Lemon Drop.
And when it comes to not all heroes wear capes, we can't forget about the 911 dispatchers. They often never get to meet the people they're helping on the other end of the line.
They're the first line. You know, they're the ones that are making decisions and who to send and what to send. So
yeah, it's a really important job.
Sheriff Lieutenant John Rhodes is talking about Pickaway County Dispatcher Logan Keaton, whom he nominated for a life-saving award. But the ceremony later this month had to be canceled because of the pandemic.
911, where's your emergency?
However, Logan's heroic deed cannot go unnoticed. He saved a woman who was in cardiac arrest.
You ready?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, push, 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 push.
Now that's Logan instructing the caller on how to perform CPR for the next 14 minutes because fog delayed the medics. Logan's actions are why that woman is alive today.
Whenever we get calls like that, you really you rely on your training that you've had. Everything kicks in all at once, and you really don't think about it. You start doing everything that you normally would. You're dispatching units. You're trying to keep the caller calm, telling them what to do, and then you really don't know or start really, I guess, feeling anything until after the call is done. And then you're like, wow, holy cow, that really just happened.
Finally, we found this story of heroes standing up for other heroes. Bikers from the Full Armor Biker Ministry gathered police from Gahanna, Bexley, and the Franklin County Sheriff's Office for a special escort to welcome home a hero of a different kind. Ohio Army National Guard Specialist Jackson Murphy was returning from an overseas assignment and had to be quarantined for the past 2 weeks. His parents couldn't pick him up from the airport because of their health issues. So a friend from the Shepherd Church of Nazarene knew exactly what to do.
The Full Armor has decided that we would take care of getting him down to Pickerington to Mom and Dad's. This is just one of the things that we like to do to support those folks that are standing for us.
I was kind of speechless. I didn't really know what to think. But when I was picked up from the airport, I saw all the motorcycles and the police cars. It was awesome. It was cool.
What's also cool, his parents kept up the Christmas tree so the family could open up presents together since he's been gone now for 10.5 months. So whether they are police officers, deputies, dispatchers, soldiers, at the end of the day, they are our neighbors and our heroes for just doing their jobs. I'm Angela Ann. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Angela. What a wonderful story that was. Firefighters and paramedics are another group not stopping during this pandemic. They still need to rush out on 911 calls, put out fires, and help people to save lives. So a special thank you to those men and women responding around the clock, no matter what. Thank you.
Hello, Buckeye family. Thank you. Thank you for all you are doing for the Columbus community, Ohio, and our nation. I continue to be inspired by the Buckeye spirit that is being demonstrated over and over in every corner of this institution. This critically important work is saving lives. Your commitment to caring for one another and the community is our best chance of coming out on the other side of this outbreak, knowing we've saved countless lives together. This isn't just what we do, it is who we are. Thank you.
And welcome back. Getting many of our heroes from point A to point B, someone needs to do it. And that is where CODA steps in. 700 CODA operators are getting the job done while making sure passengers practice safe social distancing. With the help of 150 maintenance techs, they're also sanitizing the buses every night. We talked with bus operator Andre Anglin. He says his passengers are his priority.
I was in the military and I was in the Gulf War, and having that experience has helped me out here in the public. So now I'm not afraid. I'm more concerned about the public, making sure that they get to where they're going, looking out for them.
Thank you for that, Andre. To help people even more, CODA suspended all fares until further notice, Yolanda.
All right, Dummy. Well, the service industry has really been hit hard by this outbreak. All you have to do is just drive around town sometime and you'll see all the signs, the various signs of stores and restaurants closed and shut down. But you'll also see signs of support. 10 TV's Brittany Bailey shows us the service industry stars who are still trying to help the public and keep their businesses afloat.
If the kitchen is the heart of the home, plenty of hearts are hurting right now in our homes away from home. At restaurants and bars across Central Ohio, the tables are empty. The kitchens are quiet. The hustle and bustle replaced by stillness. But this silence is not the sound of surrender. It is the sound of sacrifice. What these workers are being forced to give up is for the benefit of all of us, but that doesn't make the burden easy to bear. Some businesses may not survive this pandemic. Others are putting up a strong fight, doing all they can to keep their customers and their workers. And so we put the focus on them, those faces often unseen, working in the kitchen, behind the bar, or at the cash register. They were such a constant until suddenly they weren't. And after all they have done for us, we may now be asking, what can we do for them? How can we lighten their load in this time of uncertainty? How can we help when they are hurting yet persevering? Many are standing strong, putting on a brave face and even clinging to some humor. And so we can certainly do our part by supporting those businesses that are still open and contributing to those that are not. Because we want our friends and neighbors to get through this and to know that we see you, we miss you, and we thank you. Brittany Bailey, 10 TV News.
And you know, despite what they're going through, some in the service industry are still finding ways to give back during this tough time. For example, Donato's Pizza, they teamed up with Velvet Ice Cream to make a special delivery to some other frontline workers. The people at the Ohio Department of Health who are handling all this testing for COVID-19, well, let me tell you what they did for them. They delivered a stack of pizzas and bagfuls of gelato to the Ohio Department of Health workers last week.
Central Ohio businesses coming together. It's such a big thing. You watch the governor's address every day, and we talk about In This Together Ohio, and this is a great example of that right there.
Well, the employees really appreciated this gesture, and it gave them a much needed breath of fresh air. They stay busy, typically doing 3 cycles each day, testing up to 250 samples. That is a lot of work going on. Now remember, you can help support Columbus and all the local businesses in our city, and here's how you can do it. Just go to 10tv.com/supportcolumbus to find out which ones are open where you live.
Hi everyone, I'm Debbie Penzone.
And I'm Charles Penzone.
And we just wanted to come on today to say thank you to all of those heroes that are helping us each and every day, like the postmen,
The grocery store workers,
the truck drivers and all the delivery drivers,
those first responders,
the pharmacists,
the bankers who are processing those SBA loans for all of us business people,
and all of the hospital warriors that are on the front line, like the nurses, the doctors, and the first responders.
And let's not forget those news teams that come on every single day and night to give us the news.
And then each and every one of you that are staying at home to help flatten that curve.
And we'd like to give a special thank you to our Governor, Mike DeWine, Lieutenant Governor John Husted, and Dr. Amy Acton for the great job they're doing for the entire state of Ohio.
So together we're going to get through this. And from the bottom of our hearts, we want to say we love you and take care.
Stay well.
Thank you, Columbus, all of our neighbors out there that are staying home to make sure our first responders, our healthcare workers, our nurses, our doctors, those that are answering those calls for service, our police officers, our firefighters. Thank you, Columbus, for staying home to make sure they have the best chance of staying healthy during this critical time. I want to thank everyone for all that they're doing to lift up their neighbors and supporting our community during this health crisis.
Well, so many of our everyday lives, so much of our everyday lives have changed right now. And one of the most notable changes for everyone is the way that we shop for the things that we need, things like groceries.
Yeah, no question about that, Yolanda. The workers at your favorite stores are there every day, making sure you can still buy the things you need to survive. Many grocery stores like Giant Eagle and Kroger are recognizing the hard work of their associates. Employers are offering added bonuses and extra pay. These workers are quickly restocking shelves, sanitizing every cart, ringing us up, fulfilling our online orders, all while making sure we all stay safe.
Team members have been working tirelessly. They've been coming in early, they've been staying late, they've been working 7 days a week, some of them, and others have started new jobs based on increased demands in areas like curbside and some of the perishable departments. So number one, just really thankful and proud of them.
To our associates, thank you. I am so incredibly proud of all that you do now and every day to be there for each other, our customers, and the communities we call home.
Tell you what else is cool. Both stores said they've received plenty of surprises, positive comments from people in the community that have really helped to boost the morale of their workers.
And they've been working hard. Well, now we want to take a minute to celebrate each of you. You helped raise thousands of dollars for the Mid-Ohio Food Bank through our Text to Give campaign. Thanks for that. And there's still time to donate. Just text 10TV Food to 91999. There are so many heroes out there, and we just want to take the time to say thank you.
And as we leave you tonight with a special video for all the heroes out there, thanks to our heroes, and thank you all at home for watching tonight.
True heroes are remembered for how they live each day. True heroes are measured by what they give away. Now take a look at all our problems. So many voices calling out to me and you. True heroes are the ones who always answer, just because it is the right thing to do. True heroes are remembered for how they live each day. True heroes are measured by what they give.